Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd from Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, here at Bish's RV in Meridian, Idaho. And if you're kind of wondering what I'm doing here, this is in response to recent news where we shared that we are actually joining the Bish RV group, that Haylett RV is becoming a Bish RV store. We were the ones that chose to share that announcement, to connect with our audience, to let you guys know what's going on, not to just try to, like, all of a sudden one day the channel changed and you don't know what's happening. And that's really what I want to try to accomplish with this video. When we made the announcement, there were a lot of questions and comments and concerns and a lot of misconceptions, assumptions, and presumptions that I'd like to address so that you can understand a little more of the why behind why we are joining this group, and maybe offer a little clarity to a situation that have some folks who are potentially concerned. Maybe be able to answer some of that for you. That's my goal here today. And where I think I want to begin all of this here is by addressing some of the assumptions and presumptions that my father sold the place out from under me and my brother to make a buck. A lot of folks had asked, why didn't he give the company to you? And I understand how when you have a family-owned business, that sounds like the very natural progression of things, but it may actually come to surprise a lot of people that neither myself nor my brother wanted that. That might sound strange, don't you want to carry on your father's legacy? And the thing is, absolutely, but you need to be the right person to do that job. And neither my brother nor myself felt we would find fulfillment as people in that position. Being capable of doing something and having the passion and the desire to do it are two different things. Our father is an amazing man who fights for his family first and foremost. And what I described in my announcement video how this is bittersweet, because certainly it was his dream, the boys take the baton and take it on to the next level. But that was his dream. That was not our dream. And he respected that. He understands what it takes to own and run a store. He understands the sacrifices you have to make, and how, my brother and I, maybe that just wasn't our dream, our desire, and our passion. And that might sound strange to some people, but the message that I want to give you with that is it wasn't just he sold the place out from under us. This was a family decision. A lot of talks, a lot of nights talking about this stuff, a lot of tossing and turning. Big decision time, some big things took place here. And it was most certainly myself and or my brother, taking the helm, taking over the chair, being the president of the company. That was always option number one. But that wasn't the path he and I chose to walk. This was a family decision, not dad selling the place to make a buck real quick. We didn't have to sell the place. Business is going along just fine. Again, as mentioned the first time around, he's reaching retirement age. And he's earned that time off. And my brother and I fully support him in being able to take that time to go on the boat, to go fishing with his grandkids, stuff like that, stuff that being really tied into the business was something that he didn't always have the opportunity to do. So this was a family decision for which he has the full support of his entire family. And to address the concerns or the questions, are there going to be changes? Yeah, of course there are. Some things are going to have to change. Our two businesses certainly run very similarly, but not identically. And one of the things I like that I've learned about the Bish RV group from talking to other people who have already gone through acquisitions, mergers, handoff, whatever word we feel like applying to it today. Let's just call a spade, a duck, a duck. The folks have largely said they were very interested in learning what made our store successful, and seeing how they could adopt that and implement that and spread that around. And I see a lot of those things happening. That's the reason I'm here, which let's go ahead and address another concern that people have had. What's going to happen to this channel? Is the channel going away? Am I going away? Am I going to be told to change the content? And that's literally the questions I was here to answer. That's why I'm in Idaho today instead of Michigan with my family, so that I could meet the team. We could figure that stuff out. And it was made abundantly clear to me straight from the start, straight from the top of the company, we are not here to edit, censor, and or change your content. What you're doing is working. It's working well. We would simply like to be a part of that, is really the idea behind it. And even though Bish RV actually has its own channel, it's called Bish's RV Demos, this channel will just keep on rolling. What's awesome is I now have the opportunity to cover more things. And I feel where I'm really excited about this is like, sure, you know, I've tried to be fair on the information that I provide on the videos that I've put out, but you could always argue and you could always say, sure, Josh, but you're just being nice about the brands that you happen to carry here. Well, now I happen to carry nearly anything that's out there. Not every single brand, but darn close. And the real desire from the team was they want me to continue pointing out the good, the bad, with the ugly, with everything in between. They wanted to continue to get consumer feedback because we've already been approached by manufacturers who want to know consumer feedback. Like, they see the comments people leave on these videos that I put out and how it has helped other brands that maybe we were partnered with at Haylett RV, and they want to know, like, if you know, we're getting beat by brand X on a specific floor plan, we want to know why. Can you help us get that information? So me putting out videos and saying, you know, this one doesn't have windows that open and that's a Camp Queen bed, is something they absolutely are interested in seeing continue. And I think that's really awesome. And the fact that, you know, I can now start bringing you new footage and exciting things that we've never had a chance to cover before is something I'm personally really looking forward to. And in a sense, it's extremely overwhelming to me. And I don't know if you've noticed, I don't exactly have a method to my madness on this video. I'm just kind of rolling stuff out as it comes into my head here. So to give you guys, I guess here's a message I really have for you guys. I'm not asking anyone who's watched this channel to do anything different than I'm doing. I'm giving it a chance. A lot of big changes, you know, for me personally. Suddenly I might be traveling. Suddenly I might be spending time away from home. These are big, scary variables to me, you know. I'm really changing things up here to try to continue to provide this content out for you guys. All I'm asking out of anyone else is the same thing. Just be willing to give it a chance. And before we cast judgment, like I heard someone say, oh, this smells like corporate stuff to me. Well, I mean, you realize Haylett RV was a corporation, right? Like, Haylett RV Incorporated. Like, that, we're a corporation. It's the culture and the people. It's not a corporation that makes it a bad thing. Let's talk about that real quick. You know, the idea that we're joining a larger corporate group. I just left the corporate office, which is like 5 minutes from this dealership, to come down here, and I got to tell you, these are just normal people. They have lunch. They put on their pants one leg at a time, just like anybody else. The idea of something being bad simply because it's incorporated. Haylett RV's been incorporated this whole time, and not like a limited S corp, a full incorporation, you know. Pardon me. The other thing is, and this is something no one really mentioned in the comment section, really, maybe one or two people. How many times have you seen the second generation take over the family business and just run it into the ground? You know, that was, it's not that I think myself or my brother would have done that, but we've seen that happen too. Sometimes, Kenny Rogers, the gambler, you got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him. Sometimes knowing when to make the right moves is just as important as making no move at all. So I want to share some of the reasons why we decided to make the move when we did, as a family again. Obviously, Mr. Haylett, my father, had the ultimate say-so. It was made very clear. If myself and my brother were not 1,000% on board, this wouldn't be happening. So if you look around, like, go back through my industry update videos this year. And actually, I just met someone who's a Haylett RV viewer who goes under the screen name Fatty, which is hilarious because this guy's taller than me as a flippin' string bean. But hey, buddy, it was really cool to meet you. I said, I'm going to be in Idaho, and wouldn't it be crazy if we bumped into each other? And I walked out the door, and there he stood with Mr. Mason here from this store. Just hilarious how it all worked out, you know. But, sorry, my squirrel, I got off track here. If you watch through my industry update videos, I talked most of the summer about why a lot of dealerships didn't have inventory, but a lot of people had a lot of comments that said, I don't understand what the deal is. There's a lot of places that seem to have inventory. Why are you guys sucking fumes? And if you look at who they were bigger groups that had bigger buying power, that were more important to manufacturers, who were more able to provide for their people. Now, no one at Haylett RV did poorly this year, but we could have done better, certainly, you know, and providing for the 40 some odd families that we employ at Haylett RV is a very big, very important thing to us. And suddenly having the ability to ensure that we are more likely to be able to stay stocked up with inventory provides for our people internally, if nothing else. Not to mention, means more inventory, more opportunities for folks like yourselves who watch these videos, you know. Also, suddenly now, with having the world of different brands and opportunities at our fingertips, you folks no longer have to choose. If you like, there's a lot of people that say, man, I really want to work with you guys, but you don't carry the one I want. Do you have something that's close? And it's very complimentary and very humbling that somebody would be willing to do business with us when we don't even have the exact thing they want. But that sucks. This is a very large purchase. I want you to get the exact thing you're looking for and not have to settle, so that you can enjoy that second camper the first time, that message that I try to send in all my videos. So there's a couple major reasons right there. But again, back to our people at our store. Again, we are very interested in taking care of the families that we employ at that facility. And one of those things is, you know, we have I think a very respectable health benefits program for all of our employees. But the fact is, Bish's is better. Bish's offers our employees better healthcare options. You know, there's things that from the casual observer outside looking in, you may not realize. And one of the very interesting things that was said to me today by one of the top brass here basically was, we were interviewing your dad as much as he was interviewing us. And we didn't have to sell the place. And there were several deal breaker factors involved in the the sale of Haylett RV. And things like, you know, ensuring that all of the staff members that we employ were going to stay employed there, unless they choose to leave. That's their choice. Everyone, with the exception, I think, of one person, has said, no, we're absolutely willing to give it a shot. Kind of like me, I have 100% implicit trust in my father and his judgment and the things that he's built. I think it's silly for me to just knee-jerk and question that, you know. But the fact is, the Bish Family RV Group provides our staff members with more opportunities, more protection, and a chance at a better life, in a sense. And it's not that I don't at all think, and I'm not saying that my father, my family provided a poor environment for our staff members. It's just that I feel confidently this will be the next step that can take those factors to the next level for our people that we've employed all these years. And to address something else, I saw one comment come through where someone said, yeah, well, guess what? Another RV group who maybe doesn't always have the greatest reputation, they're family owned too. Yeah, there's large and small family-owned places, but I don't think it's right to lump everyone together simply because of how they do business. That's, folks, I've had customers lie to me, to my face. That doesn't mean every customer's a liar. I think it's more important to judge someone off their especially their intent, but their actions. You know, like, no one ever gets it right 100% of the time. And that's one of the things, sometimes we'll have people, say at Haylett RV, botch something. They had good intentions, but it didn't work out. I mean, I can't yell at the guy for that. We just have to coach and learn and do better. I don't think it's right to judge a person, a group, an organization just because of their classification, because it's a corporation. Well, again, so was Haylett RV. But just give it a chance. That's all. I'm doing it. I'm not asking anyone watching this to do anything I'm not doing. This is new. This is different. It's scary for me too. This is very different. You want to talk about feeling like a little fish in a big pond, guys. I'm in a group with marketing geniuses today in this room, and they're firing off all these RPDM. I don't know. They're like, what's your RPDM? I don't know what that is. I'm a nerdy boy from the Midwest waving a camera around rolling boxes, guys. You know, that's who I am and what I do. And they kind of went, you're right. And that's what it needs to be. So here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. I want to ask you, like I said, to give it a chance and report back, leave those comments. Let me know as the videos roll out. Do you think things are moving the right direction? Do you think something has been lost or anything like that moving forward? Our channel is and has been and will remain viewer driven, because I think that is one of the things that sets us apart. Not just because we have this Jayco Baja over here or something like that, or that Alliance, or that East to West, or that Grand Design sitting here, or whatever it happened to be, or any of the hundreds of things that you've seen me cover at Haylett RV. But the information, the message, and the value that we represent to you as a person, an organization, a dealership, those are the things I want you to try to watch for. And if you feel like I'm slipping, because I'll still be the guy in front of the camera, I'm not going anywhere, I want you to tell me, because I want to continue to put out my best work. And frankly, I'm really excited that suddenly now, I mean, you want to talk about being fair and decent, transparent. How about being able to cover virtually everything? Again, that's the thing that I'm so excited about, is that I can bring and deliver that information, not just on what we happen to carry, but on nearly everything out there. And I can't imagine why somebody would want to unsubscribe from this channel and miss out on that potential stuff. And if you feel, it's not heading the right way, do it then. But do what I'm doing and just give it a chance. So all the people who have watched all these years, thank you. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for your support. I do apologize. This was maybe a little more bland and dry than my normal content, but I didn't want to be seen as overselling any of this. I wanted you guys to understand this is really me, really standing here, really saying this stuff. I'm under no obligation to stay here. I'm under no obligation to go on this, but I'm really excited. And if you've trusted and believed in the content that I've put out in the past, I'm just asking you to offer me just that chance. And it's okay to be cautiously optimistic. It's okay to have a healthy dose of paranoia, but do what I'm doing, have open eyes, and give it a fair shake. And I'm telling you, we have things in the works, guys. We have things in the works that are going to be so good. And I'm incredibly humbled and blown away by the part and the role and the puzzle that it sounds like I'll be able to play with this organization. And I would just really love it if you were there with me. If you have other questions or comments or concerns, before you jump to assumptions and presumptions, ask that question in the comment section. I will answer it to the best of my ability. Short of that, I really am looking forward to putting out more stuff for you. Amazing, fun things to come. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.